Hey everybody, welcome to the SkyLounge podcast, episode number 162. And as always, thank you so much for joining me today and listening in. If you are new, welcome and check out some of the other episodes on the page. All episodes are available on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Music, so make sure you are subscribed so you can get notified for a new episode every Tuesday. Make sure to follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook at the SkyLounge. Stalk me on Snapchat at DA13IG5UNG. Let's get started. In the heart of Los Angeles. Yes, boys and girls, I am recording this in Los Angeles, a one-day LA solo trip for myself. I actually went to go watch the Lakers game. And this is the craziest thing is, I felt I needed some form of catharsis after Kobe Bryant's death, and the tickets were going up at an insane price, and thankfully I got really nice seats at section 114 for about $200. So, hey, it's called being eagle-eyed on the fucking price and getting the best bang for your buck. That's called efficiency, boys and girls. And yes, went to the Staples Center, my first home game in 3 years, where I remember the last time I went was when Brandon Ingram was our new draft pick. He was injured in the game versus the Portland Trailblazers, where Lillard and McCollum just lit us up. D'Angelo Russell running point. Julius Randle doing whatever the fuck he was doing. And a lot of just miscellaneous pieces here and there. But this Lakers team, just absolutely fun to watch. Taking on the Phoenix Suns, they win 125-100. And watching LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kyle Kuzma, Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, Rajon Rondo, all these guys in our roster in real life was so refreshing, and it just felt like the Lakers are back. And good God, a 40-12 record at this point as of this recording here on February 11th, 2020. And yes, they do have a game in hand against the Denver Nuggets in Denver on Wednesday. So that's how the Lakers are going to be headed to the All-Star break. Mathematically, they should be above 500 for the rest of the season, unless you go through a god-awful fucking 24 plus losing record. But really, the Lakers have gotten themselves into a favorable position by dominating games so early in the season. Now they could just kind of take it easy after the All-Star break and just calculate where they want to put themselves in, right? And so that kind of comfortability brings about it a lot of casual fans. And I've seen it and noticed it all over here in LA. And I'm actually staying here in Koreatown. And funny enough, the Lakers' presence is so real, so crazy. And I was talking to my brother Hui, and he not knowing much about basketball, really anything about basketball, was telling me, the week that Kobe Bryant died, there was a sense of heavier weight and gravity on the city. And I told him the context of what Kobe Bryant was beyond as a basketball player, and really, you feel it. I'm a huge Lakers fan, Kobe Bryant fan, and so I'm at the Staples Center yesterday, and it just felt like a spiritual experience, and just really glad I came over. And funny enough, it was my first ever time seeing the Lakers win in real life. So yeah, just swallow that for a fucking second. But no, LA here, beautiful fucking weather, great food, and good times we're had. And we're actually just waiting for our flight, which should be around 6 o'clock. I'm recording this around noon. And yes, I'm going to be headed back to Las Vegas. Should be a pretty interesting week because there's a lot of hockey home games. And so, yeah, Vegas to LA, the connection is real. And you know what? Serenity gives you a bit of clarity. The last few times I've came to LA were under circumstances where I had to take care of business. I had to take care of errands, and doing it back and forth within a 2-3 week stretch just wore me the fuck out. But this time around, within a near 36 plus hour experience, it's just been really calming and just really nice to just watch and observe my time here in Los Angeles. So yeah, it's been a good fucking time. But you know what, let's be honest here with the Sky Lounge, boys and girls. I haven't been giving you guys the full episodes that you deserve, and I promised you last week I would give you some form of that. I actually promised you a very filled up episode. So the thing is, With the weekly writing, weekly film, and weekly album, I haven't been doing them consistently. Writing especially, I was trying to get something up for Kobe Bryant, like a eulogy, personal letter kind of deal, but it just kind of fell. And I think after the public memorial service for Kobe Bryant on February 24, 2020, I believe I can go ahead and write it the day after. I feel like I could do that confidently. But right now, in terms of weekly film, weekly album, I mean, it's been all over the place. I'm trying to just catch up on all the shit that I've been procrastinating on. Finally watch Birds of Prey. Despite the fact that I have Regal Unlimited Pass, I fucking underutilize that shit. But yeah, Birds of Prey, the Eminem album, we will talk about here in a little bit, boys and girls. But we gotta talk about some disappointing shit, which is Arsenal, always, in my life of being a sports fan. Arsenal is always the one that just kicks me in the dick and just expects me to just get up right after. It's like, no, this is really hard to deal with, you fucks. But we're in the bottom half of the Premier League, a cautious optimism with the upcoming Europa League campaign. And the question has to be asked, when does this team actually instill confidence in the fans? I think 0 to none, right? But in the world of football, we have good shit coming up in 2020. Euro 2020 is just around the corner, boys and girls, and god damn it, I can't wait. Wales, Germany, Iceland are the 3 teams that I just would love to see in the final and win it all. So hopefully one of them wins, but best of luck to all teams, even though there are going to be certain teams I just do not want to cheer for. England. Sorry, guys. I'm not an England fan. I'm not an English fan. I'm not. Even though England does host a beautiful American game almost every year, a couple of games, right? The NFL. They always host football games over there in Wembley. And yes, the Seahawks were there 1 year, I think 2 years ago. But the Seattle Seahawks right now were all but couch potatoes during the Super Bowl after a divisional round elimination to the Packers. But we got to watch the 49ers suffer and a 50-year drought end for the Kansas City Chiefs by having them lift the Lombardi Trophy all on the backs of Patty Mahomes. Honestly, I can't wait for next season as a Seahawks fan. I think there's so many great pieces moving forward, not in terms of assets, but I'm talking about, salary cap, potential outlook in terms of draft and how everything's going to look for the near future. So honestly, as long as Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner are healthy, because that's our entire franchise, I mean, we should be okay. We should be okay. And the Kansas City Chiefs are more than okay. Right, guys? 2 Super Bowls in their history. A 50-year drought ended. And, beating the shit out of the San Francisco 49ers like that, Kyle Shanahan, Jimmy GQ getting all fucked up, was an absolute delight. And, as the NFL winded down, actually, as fans, we're just dreading the offseason. But what is this? Fun drama? Yes, because of 2 major reasons. Off-season storylines and the XFL. So with the off-season storylines, there's a lot of questions, right? Which teams are going to make major cuts? Financial reasons or whatever have you. Looking at you, San Francisco. That should be a fun one to watch. Where will free agent QBs go? Brady, Rivers, Breeze, Dalton, Tannehill. So many players that you can ask that question, and you won't know the answer till, in a couple months. And who will trip themselves up between now and the draft? I'm looking at Jacksonville and Chicago. For whatever reason, I feel like they have the biggest margin of error for whatever reason, and they just keep continuing to fuck up. But the thing is, out of fuckery comes revelation and mistake correcting. And this is what the XFL has provided for us in week 1. And so far, I love what the product does right now. Crazy rule changes? Not really, but there are slight tweaks to the game we know of football, but it's nice tweaks that we can just see growing into something. And I hope, for the sake of the XFL, that they can, maintain sustainability and figure out a way to be a gateway, like the NBA's G League, so that it's a outlet for certain players who can jump from college to the NFL and just be a training ground kind of place. So best of luck to Vince McMahon and the XFL. Obviously, Oliver Luck, Andrew Luck's father, commissioner of the XFL, has a great football brain and looks like he's doing really well for the brand. It's not like some bullshit marketing scheme that McMahon and Ebersol tried to pull off nearly 2 decades ago. So best of luck again. And a lot of teams in the NBA, as we are sitting here in Los Angeles, are expected to take a breather while All-Star break is coming up this weekend. Now, it should be fun, and to see what happens in crunch time when season's winding down. We're going to see which teams qualify, which teams don't, and that's the big mystery, right? And it happens in all realms of sports. It does. Even for the Vegas Golden Knights. Yes, the Pacific Division, as big of a clusterfuck as it is, we do not know what the hell's going to happen because of the points and how ever much points has been accumulated in the top 5 of the Pacific. Because after that, the 3 California teams of Anaheim, San Jose, and Los Angeles are absolutely irrelevant. But the Vegas Golden Knights under Uncle Petey De Pablo, new head coach, continues to do well. But the constant question keeps coming up with the looming trade deadline. What will the Vegas Golden Knights do to bolster that blue line? Is it just to siphon off of our AHL franchise, which is right now the Chicago Wolves, but eventually the now purchased San Antonio Rampage moving to Henderson, Nevada, will be our AHL franchise. But we do have a lot of players under contract that are young and good enough. When will Bischoff get a turn? When will Schultz get a turn? When will a guy like Haig get a turn? So lots of questions to be asked about that. That's fair play. Haig has had his chance, but hasn't been all that great, so I understand why they have to send him down. I believe Cody Glass has also been sent down to the AHL, but those guys, injury for Cody Glass and inconsistency from Nick Hague, I think AHL time for them should deem to be productive. So for the Vegas Golden Knights, they continue to search on for points, and they will have a long homestand, and I'm going to try to go to as many games as possible. They do have a game on President's Day against the Washington Capitals, who, funny enough, boys and girls, have this, I don't know, some young guy named Alexander Ovechkin, who sits at 698 goals. Now, there are 2 games that have passed since he had the 698 goals where he hasn't scored any. But good Lord, this man is going to break Wayne Gretzky's record in about 4 or 5 years. That's what I think. That's what I truly believe. Because generational players like that, you just see it. You just see the greatness, and it's palpable. It really is. And so, best of luck to Ovechkin. I hold no grudge against him, even though he beat my team in the Stanley Cup final to hoist the cup in Vegas, which I saw live. Amazing stuff, but heartbreaking. But what isn't heartbreaking is, while I sit here in Los Angeles, in Koreatown, Mookie Betts is now officially a Dodger. David Price, too. Crazy deals to make the Red Sox move off of their players' luxury tax purposes. And in my conspiracy dumbass brain, I really believe this is compensating for their cheating, pretty much saying, hey, Dodgers, we're sorry, here you go, and we know we're going to get fucked in terms of draft compensation and everything, seeing how the Astros got punished, which I think is light as shit. But yeah, salty Dodgers fan saying, oh, it's all rigged. Yeah, it's fucking rigged. The MLB needs to erase the 2017 World Series. No winners, no losers, but erased from history. The evidence and circumstances have been overwhelmingly awful, and the MLB sits there and slightly slaps at the Astros' hands. It's absolute dog shit. They got to do fucking something about it. But they won't. But, it's not for the lack of trying. It's just, well, it is for the lack of trying. But for me, boys and girls, like I said, I've been trying and procrastinating so much with the weekly writing, film, and album. But again, Birds of Prey, Eminem's Music to be Murdered By, I have consumed them like the Kirby fat fuck that I am. But yeah, Birds of Prey, I'll keep it simple and say this. It was fun, and Birds of Prey is definitely what Suicide Squad needed to be. But overall, as a movie, it's not like a fucking home run. And based on earnings and general malaise from fans and critics alike, this film will be lost in the ether. Unfortunately, it just will. And it's left up to Wonder Woman 1984 to be that home run for the sake of the DCEU. It really has to be. But here's the thing with home runs. Eminem, as much as you can criticize him, he is unreal. Like, there are times where I just feel like this guy, Eminem, is the master of his craft. And when he releases a track, it feels like he can manipulate whatever persona he used to be so chaotic with, like Slim, Marshall, like all these different personas. Now he could just accentuate it into the music, and it just feels that much more raw and powerful. And so, really cool to see Eminem also perform at the Academy Awards, much to the chagrin of some pompous assholes out there, but who gives a fuck? It's Eminem. And shout out to the Academy Awards, man. Crazy, crazy shit went down a couple days ago. Massive shout out to the cast and crew of the Korean film Parasite, who won 4 out of 6 categories, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, and Foreign Film. First ever foreign film to win Best Picture, and it's not about me. It's about the cast and crew who made all that possible, but it does bring to light the quality of foreign films and how, really, how overreaching they are now. Not in a negative way, but like they are now getting to this point where people are gonna just accept subtitles and watch better movies instead of just dog shit Michael Bay movies. And that's what I hope the direction of this win does. And shout out to Bong Joon-ho, the director of Parasite, and best of luck to his future career, man. It's fucking awesome, unreal, and huge congratulations. And also a huge shout out goes to Joaquin Phoenix winning his first ever Academy Award, Best Actor for Joker, and Brad Pitt winning his second ever Academy Award, Best Supporting Actor for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. 2 of my top fucking movies of last year, and I know I skimmed on a lot of movies, but those are fun. And Elton John winning Best Original Song for I'm Gonna Love Me Again for Rocket Man. Happy fanboy. It makes me a happy fanboy. So, boys and girls, in episode number 162, ultimately, I had a great time in Los Angeles, and yeah, look forward to being back next time. So next week on the Sky Lounge, boys and girls, there are 29 motherfucking days this February. God damn. We might do something special on leap day. So leap year, leap day, whatever the fuck. But folks, thank you so much for joining me this week. Make sure you're subscribed on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Music for a new episode every Tuesday. Make sure to follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter. Jesus Christ. YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook at the Sky Lounge. Talk to me on Snapchat at DA13IG5UNG. Now, fuck off.